Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of PyxelChats. Today, we're going to be talking about some common crypto terms you may encounter when you're out in the ether, when you're out in those Telegram group calls or in Discord. I'm here together with my lovely host, Carla. Carla.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Really excited to dive into these crypto terms and maybe learn something new myself.
And today we have our two lovely speakers, Rachel and Richard. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, it is to my understanding that both Rachel and Richard have been in the field for quite a while. So definitely looking forward to your guidance on these crypto terms. We're going to go ahead and just go into it right off the bat. Let's start, Richard. Cryptocurrency. What does that mean?
Yeah, cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency is essentially a gas on a blockchain. This would be like Ethereum or Bitcoin. You could consider some tokens a cryptocurrency, but typically those are digital assets.
Nice.
Cool.
Awesome. Short and sweet. Love it. All right, moving on to the next question. Rachel, could you answer this for us? What is fiat? We've heard the term used a lot.
So fiat is what we would generally consider to be real world currency. So like here in the United States, the fiat currency is the United States dollar. And that can be different all over the world. So that could be pounds, euros, pesos, pretty much any of the currencies that we generally consider to be national and recognized currencies.
That's awesome. Thank you. So here's one I hear this one thrown around a lot. We got NFTs, non-fungible tokens. What the heck are those, Richard?
You already answered it. It's a non-fungible token. So a non-fungible token is essentially a piece of blockchain metadata or content of some sort, typically associated with maybe an image or something like that, that is a very specific single item on the blockchain. Whereas a regular token or gas coin are tradable between each other, where one is exchangeable for another and no one thinks twice about it. And an NFT is something that you would not compare directly to another one of its even the same kind or the same set.
Okay, that's what makes them non-fungible, right? So it's like a token that has maybe some links to like an IPFS or something, and it's unique. It looks cool, right? As well.
You can say it looks cool, but some of them are pretty bad.
I would argue to say that a lot of them are pretty bad, but love is in the eye of the beholder, so maybe. Rachel, would you mind giving us the basic definition of a wallet?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the simplest terms and kind of in the definition for this particular podcast, a wallet is where people store their crypto assets. There's definitely a whole nother episode that goes into more detail, but if you kind of bring it down to brass tacks, your cryptocurrencies and your NFTs are in your wallet, and that's where you transact to either buy, sell, or trade from.
Righteous. Thank you, Rachel. Now, coinciding with a wallet, I have to ask, what is a seed phrase? I can't remember all these words. Why do I get them when I make a wallet, Richard?
Yeah, so a seed phrase is typically 12 to 24 words that is used by some sort of software to derive your private and public key. Piggybacking on top of what the wallet definition is, it is a key. And so the seed phrase can be a key or set of keys that are derived from 12 to 24 words.
Okay. What are some times where I would see 24 words instead of 12?
It really just depends on the software that's deciding to use which library. A private key could technically be derived from one word, but you wouldn't want to do that because of less security. So 24 words would technically be more secure, it's more entropy, whereas 12 is less.
Oh, okay. That's why my cold wallet looks like that, huh?
Awesome. Great. Okay, Rachel, could you give me the definition of what an exchange is?
Yeah, absolutely. So an exchange is where you go to buy or sell crypto. So basically, if you have something in your wallet, like the cryptocurrency in your wallet, and you want to buy a different cryptocurrency or sell a currency in your wallet, you go to an exchange which is a platform where other cryptocurrencies are held. And then you can transact buy, sells, trades to bring cryptocurrency into your wallet that you didn't already have, sell cryptocurrency for something else that you didn't already have, or do swaps as well.
Cool. Alrighty. Now, in order to do some swaps, do some transactions, you need something called gas, right? Could you tell me a little bit more about that, Richard?
Sure. Yeah, I alluded to it a little bit before, but gas is the native unit on a specific blockchain. So with Bitcoin, this would be Bitcoin or BTC. On Ethereum, this would be ETH. On Zilliqa, it would be ZIL. This is the unit that is needed to do transactions on that network. And so you may hear the word token or coin. Gas is the coin.
Righteous. Thank you, Richard.
Awesome. Rachel, do you think you can give me the definition of what centralized means?
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially what centralized means is that there is a central entity that has a level of control over what happens under its purview. So we often hear this term in connection to an exchange. So a centralized exchange would be a cryptocurrency exchange where there is an entity that is a centralized entity that has specific rules or requirements that traders or users have to fulfill. A lot of centralized exchanges are tied to government agencies in the sense of, needing a person's tax ID number and other KYCs in order to transact there.
Oh, fair. Thank you so much. So then I have to ask, right? I hear about DeFi. It's the first two letters. I want to know what decentralized is. Richard, could you please tell me what decentralization means and also what the difference is with centralized? Like, do you need to do KYC with one or another?
Yeah, so decentralized, most people know what the word actually means. It is the separation of responsibility. And so not one specific entity or governing body or person or thing would decide on something. And so we see this compared to, let's say, Rachel chose one example. I'm going to pick the Federal Reserve. This is a centralized currency. They essentially can print money ad nauseum. They get to make all the decisions. They get to decide how the money works, what they track, all of that kind of stuff. Whereas Bitcoin would be the antithesis of that, where you have a currency that is decentralized amongst anyone that wants to be a part of that network, and no one can actually truly take control of that based on how it's designed.
Solid. All right. And then what does a KYC mean?
Yeah, so KYC stands for Know Your Customer. For the most part, a KYC is the mandatory process of identifying and verifying the identity of a user. So in the case of cryptocurrency exchanges, centralized exchanges with KYCs will ask for a lot of information, your name, where you live, your tax ID number, whereas decentralized exchange or in other decentralized finance instances, most of the time you're able to keep your identity and your personal information entirely to yourself if that's your preference.
Righteous. Thank you so much, Rachel. Now, I have to field this one over to Richard. Please tell me what a stablecoin is. I've been reading some news on it.
Yeah, I'm sure you've read a lot of news on stablecoins recently. A stablecoin is supposed to match one-to-one to a fiat currency or fiat unit. So a USD stablecoin would match one-to-one to a US dollar and shouldn't go lower and shouldn't go higher.
Oh, great. That was a great and quick definition. Rachel, could you alternatively tell me what an altcoin is?
Yeah, I'd love to. The crypto market is dominated by Bitcoin. Bitcoin is kind of considered the end-all be-all of official cryptocurrencies. But as the market continues to grow and the technology evolves, altcoins are the offshoots from Bitcoin. So depending on who you're speaking with, usually altcoins just refer to not Bitcoin. Sometimes they refer to not Bitcoin and not Ethereum. But they're sort of the in the name, they're the alternative currencies to the mainstream. So also meme coins, other DeFi tokens, even other networks like the Binance Smart Chain network, those are considered altcoins in most situations.
And I think altcoin is the nice version of referring to them, right?
Right.
But yeah, altcoins sound kind of punk rock. Now, moving on to the next one, I got to ask you, Richard, bear, bull market, I've heard these things. What's up with these animals?
Yeah, so you can see it on Wall Street. They've got a big bull out there. I think they even have an ape out there now. But yeah, a bull market is a market that is consistently moving upward, where you basically feel like you can't lose. And the bear market is when you realize, oh shoot, I can lose. And the market starts to go down in an unpredictable way and may just continue to go down and, slides in that negative aspect. So essentially what it boils down to is when you're in a bear market, the bears build. Projects are building, new things are coming, both in crypto and in the real world. And in a bull market, things are moving well, the economy's doing good typically, and these things often align with the stock market in crypto being on the same track.
Awesome. Have you guys seen The Office? Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. When you said bears build, I was thinking Battlestar Galactica. Anyways, all right. Thank you, Richard. Rachel, I know we're talking a lot about bear markets and bull markets, and one thing they have in common are charts. Can you give us a quick definition on what a chart is?
Yeah, absolutely. If you are getting started in cryptocurrency and you want to invest or even just learn more, kind of a fundamental starting point is charts. So one of the most popular charting websites is DEX Tools. So that's DEXTOOLS. If you guys are interested in looking that up. And basically charts are exactly what they sound like. It's where you can watch the rises and falls in a cryptocurrency. You can see what its current price is and its price history. And if you are well-versed in charts, you can sometimes use that to help predict the next moves that currency is going to go through. Although even the best chart readers can't tell exactly what the market will do.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a pseudoscience involved with some of that.
Yep.
Chart reading, that's a fact.
And superstition.
And superstition. I like MACD and stuff like that, but it's not always indicative. You never know. It could be wild, right? Speaking of which, DEX Tools, please sponsor us. Thank you.
Yeah. This is where we leave a space in for our advertiser. Now from a word for a sponsor.
That's now a word from our sponsor, DEX Tools. Radical.
Sorry.
I love that. Leave that in. Thank you. So here's going to be the last one that I got in my book. DYOR. Richard, what is this? I see this sometimes.
Yeah, not to be confused with the clothing, fashion, accessory line, right? Or brand. Do your own research. So we hear of all these cool terms. You immediately hear of something you have to get in right away. Don't do that. Do your own research. Sit back, take a breath. You're not going to miss out. If it is something that's too good to be true, it probably is, and you need to really do research in this industry. It's very new. I'm sure that you can look up history of the dot-com bubble. Make sure that you know what's going to survive, what's going to be in the future, and you're not just throwing money away.
Thank you for that sage advice, Richard. We talked about decentralization, and I've heard DeFi before, so I guess we can bring this together. Decentralization and Fi. What's the Fi mean? Is it like a giant Fee-Fi Fo-Fum? What's going on? The Fibonacci?
Decentralized Fibonacci.
Decentralized Fibonacci. Ooh, that's thought-provoking. The golden ratio goes crazy.
Yeah.
Fi stands for financial or finances, or just finance actually would be the base of that. So decentralized finance is finance that is outside of a centralized environment.
And this has a wide range of application. DeFi, you can think of it as a way to expand your finances in a decentralized network.
Righteous, thank you. So, just to make sure, this is like stuff that's like without a bank or intermediary or government or anything like that, right? That's what we're doing out here in crypto land, right?
That's the goal.
Fantastic.
Righteous. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you so much, Rachel. This has been Sieg Kaiser Geisman, together with Carla. Carla, my lovely co-host. Say goodbye to everyone at home.
Goodbye, everyone. And once again, thanks for listening to PyxelChats.